Shalom, and welcome again to Shorshim, the Old City, in Jerusalem, the center of the spiritual world. Thank you for joining us again. Those of you that are with us live, those of you that are going to be seeing this in the recorded option. I want to focus on an important lesson, I believe, that comes from the Torah portion. And what we find is the Torah portion begins with the story about Phineas, who, out of his zeal and his passion for God, does what Moshe and Aaron are almost overwhelmed. They just don't know how to deal with something. He jumps, takes action, and achieves something. And Hashem says about him, actually, וידבר השם אל משה, פנחס בן אלעזר בן אהרון הכהן השיב את חמתי מעל בני ישראל בקנאו את קנאתי בתוכם ולא כיליתי את בני ישראל בקנאתי. Hashem spoke to Moses, saying, Pinchas ben Elazar, son of Aaron the Kohen, turn back my wrath from upon the children of Israel when he zealously avenged me among them, so I did not consume the children of Israel in my vengeance. Meaning, passion is an incredible thing. Zeal is an incredible thing. Zeal is that inner need, that inner call that becomes an inner need, that then becomes this fire that motivates, that gives us strength to do what needs to be done. On the other hand, passion and zeal can be a fire that obliterates, that destroys, that confuses, that push us into areas that are not where the original intention of either God or us was there. How do we walk that? How do we walk that walk between passion and zeal that destroys to passion and zeal that achieves a higher purpose? And I think all of it is learned here in this incredible encounter between two individuals. We actually saw it at the end of last week's Torah portion. Torah portion, by the way, is Pinchas, Numbers 25:10 to 30, number 1. Today's July 30th, the 20th of Tammuz. In this week's Torah portion, or last week's Torah portion, but now we're speaking about it again, two individuals clash. Pinchas from the tribe of Levi, and Zimri from the tribe of Shimon or Simeon. And why is that important that those two are meeting? Because those two are of the same quality. They have that same passion and zeal. We read, actually, if you open up in Genesis, chapter 49, verse 5 to 7, Hashem says the following, שמעון ולוי אחים כלי חמאס מחירותיהם בסודם אל תבוא נפשי בקהלם אל תחר כבודי כי באפם הרגו איש ברצונו כראשו. Shimon and Levi are comrades. Their weaponry is a stolen craft. Into their conspiracy may my soul not enter. With their congregation do not join. For in their rage they murdered people, and at their whim they hamstrung an ox. The concept of an ox relates back to Joseph, and the belief is that we believe Shimon and Levi are the ones that wanted to kill Joseph before they put him into the pit. They have this incredible passion to do what they feel is right, to do what they want to do for a higher purpose, but they get overwhelmed with that and they're ready to murder, they're ready to... That's the passion that destroys. That's a fire that destroys. Here, though, we see something new happening. We see two individuals, and one of them, their passion is directed towards sanctifying God's name, while the other one, Zimri, their passion is directed completely in the opposite fashion with the women of Midian, and doing so in a brazen way that was meant to embarrass Moses, Aaron, the people of Israel, and an affront to God himself. So what makes the difference? Why is Pinchas given and remember, the blessing that was given by Jacob is that they should be spread out amongst the people. Both Shimon and Levi do not have a plot of land in the land of Israel that belongs to them. Levi was spread out throughout the people because he was from the temple and worked in the temple and he had no inheritance. Shimon, the same thing. Shimon was spread throughout the tribe of Judah. It's almost as if Hashem said, I want them, they're so passionate, I need them spread out because together they can be dangerous. And so Levi achieves that high level of being in the temple. Shimon, by the way, at the end becomes the teachers of young children. And they actually, from where they lived amongst the tribe of Judah, would go from village to teach. So eventually they learned how to take their passion and raise it to a higher level. But in this week's Torah portion, in the end of last week, we see how that clash occurs. What's the difference? The difference is actually found in Deuteronomy 6, verse 4 and to 9. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. You shall love God with all your heart, all your soul, all your might. And the word with all your heart is written be-levavcha, not belipcha, not in your heart, but there's an extra bet, levavcha. What does that teach us? Why would God write it in such a way when the grammar is clearly lipcha, b'chol lipcha? Because Hashem wants to tell us sometimes we have to serve Hashem with all of our heart. The heart that is pure and the heart that is maybe passionate and sometimes moves away from purity. We have to take our good characteristics, for sure, to worship God, but sometimes we have to take our negative characteristics, our pride, our anger and passion, things that could lead us away. That too has to be brought up for God's purpose. So the secret of what you do is, whom are you passionate for? Is it showing that you are the righteous, or is it passion for God? And when we are filled with a passion to sanctify God's name, to make his name more pleasant, more acceptable, more loved in the world, then the greatest passion and zeal achieves great things. It teaches people truth, teaches people what's righteous. If your passion is, I'm going to show them, watch me, I know truth, they're lying, they're in the midst of lies, they're in the midst of the worst of the sin, you're not going to achieve anything, because it isn't really about making his name more pleasant and more sanctified. It's about making your name more magnified. So that's really the essential secret. Passion, be passionate, be zealous, but be passionate and zealous for something much higher than us. Be passionate for the greatness of Hashem, but be passionate about making his name more beloved, more gentle in this world. Be passionate the way where people go, wow, this passion comes from a place of goodness, of kindness. And with so doing, and by the way, we're going to need to know that lesson, because there's a lot of anger and frustration in the world today. Here in Israel with our new government, in America with the confusion over where is America heading to, which direction, is the squad going to take over? Are other concepts going to remain as important pillars of the world? Those are important issues in America. Those are important issues in Europe. Those are important issues all over the world right now, and in Israel as well. How do we passionately protect those issues? How do we passionately build those concepts in a way that doesn't turn people away, but rather brings them closer? That's the real passion. Share your passion in a way that is gentle and passionate, zealous but kind, and great things will be done. So thank you all for listening. We all need that lesson as we head into this period of 3 weeks, which for us was a period of sadness and destruction. First temple, second temple, those whole 3 weeks, the breaking of the walls, the smashing of the first tablets Moshe brought down. It's a delicate time. And in that delicate time, we can sometimes mistake our anger, frustration, and make it into passion when it really isn't about passion for Hashem. Be kind, be forceful, and great things will happen. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for listening to us. Thank you for joining us on our YouTube channel, Shorashim Insights. Thank you for those of you that have joined us on our website and purchase things, because that helps us continue. And thank you for your questions. I've had enjoyable times with people writing a question, responding. The conversation can continue on email, shorshimshop@yahoo.com. And lehitrot until the next time. Lehitrot from Jerusalem.